Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. Today we're talking about Adversary. This episode of Deep Space Nine is where Sisko finally is promoted to captain. Now, he was first brought in as a commander and had been commander of the station. Now, in previous things that we have seen, usually space station commanders are usually the rank of commander, and a captain rank usually gets a ship. And so that may have been part of the reason why the producers made a commander instead of a captain. Although I have a theory that what we're seeing is kind of a redemption arc for Sisko. He started out as, I think he was first officer on one of the ships that was destroyed during the Battle of Wolf 359, which of course caused his wife to lose her life. And his reaction to that, even up to the time that he was at Deep Space Nine, was to be very bitter and very hostile toward Picard. Now, it's possible in the real world things like this can be a problem politically. Promotions usually come as a result of either meritorious conduct or political connections, and that could be within or without of Starfleet. And my thought on the matter is that probably his reaction to losing his wife, his bitterness, his blaming of Picard for this probably affected his career. And so while there wasn't really any reason for an officer who fought bravely to be demoted, he certainly did not get a promotion and was sent out to the farthest outpost that they could find. Now, it happens that the wormhole is discovered shortly after Sisko gets there, and some things are happening as it goes along that are bringing Sisko away from his bitter past and more of a hopeful future. And this promotion to captain is one of them. His tendency to his relationship with Jake also helps this in a great deal. His meeting Cassidy Yates and the small amount of time they've spent together so far, which has been very good quality time. This is all something that is being noted. And by the end of the series, it'll make perfect sense that he kind of transcends all of this. But for this episode, we have him now as a captain, and now as he's already had a command of the Defiant, he is now sent on a mission away from the station to deal with the Sarkethi. The Sarkethi are in some kind of revolt that the Federation wants to send a ship to kind of show the flag, to show a show of force in order to prevent there from being a war to start. At least that is the idea that Sisko is given from the Federation ambassador that goes along with them. And so we get to see how this crew works. We see for the first time the engineering section of the Defiant and O'Brien, and we know something about Dr. Bashir's correspondence course in engineering that comes in handy, and things like this. But the episode itself, beyond all of this, is very predictable. They're going to get in trouble. They're going to get out of trouble. They're not all going to die. And there's going to be some kind of warning at the end of it. And that's essentially how this happened, that they had lost control of the ship. They regained control of the ship. They were all going to die. They all didn't die. And at the very end, what might seem like a success has one step back, that the Dominion is going to be even more of a threat. So that's where we stand with this particular episode. I think that it is a major step forward in that we now have a promotion for Sisko. We've already been building up to his having a new life on Deep Space Nine. He's got, as he told Dax, he's got the assignment that he wants. He's got the all of the stuff that surrounds him right now is right where he wants to be. And he has some probably doubts about his destiny with the prophets, even though the Kai and a number of the Videks are very certain, and even Kira has indicated that she believes that he's the emissary, and so he's coming to terms with that as well. So I think that's what we're talking about here. This is kind of a Cisco show in this particular time, even though we have good performances from Renee Auberjonois, from Colm Meaney, and the others. I think that we see a lot more of Commander Eddington, who is the Starfleet Chief of Security, and we learn a little bit more about him too, but I find that kind of interesting. He's not there just enough to be suspected by people. So kind of like in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Chief Sharkey was always, their big deal on the ship, but about half the time he was the one that was possessed by the demons or the sea monsters or the aliens or whatever. And it looked like they were hinting toward that with Eddington in this particular episode. Anyway, that said, that's what we think about Deep Space Nine this week. Once again, I want to remind you that we have, please subscribe to this, by the way, but I want to remind you that we also have my new channel, which we're just getting started. We've only got a couple of videos going so far, but we're going to add to that every week. This is the Ron on retirement. I have a one of these things at the end of the episode of the video, so you can click over to it. And if you would be so kind as to go over there, give it a look, give it a subscription, help me get it monetized, and then that adds too. Now, also want to mention that we have coming up, we have Lower Decks. That'll be later this week. On Friday, we'll have a review of that for the first episode there. The Comic-Con in New York has got some information on that. We'll talk about that too. But for now, thank you for watching, and don't go far.